All right. Well, I just said in the last take that perfect is the enemy of the good, but I'm going to try this one more time. So this is Beethoven of the Ukulele, episode number 5, and it's going pretty well so far. The performance that you saw just now is includes page 5 of the score, which is almost up to the end of the exposition of the first movement of the Pastorale Symphony. So that's the first, for those of you who don't know what the exposition is, that's the first major large section of the movement. So almost done with that, and that's pretty exciting. So that first big chunk is out of the way. So this week I had to run across the necessity of some major revisions to what I wrote. So what I originally wrote on February 17th, there's a passage that I wrote in a campanella fingering, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that means that instead of playing in a linear way across the strings, playing a melody, I'm playing across the strings so they overlap into each other. So like this maybe. That's part of the melody that I was playing for this section. And then so when I wrote that, I thought, well, yeah, that'll work. But when I tried to play it up to tempo, it turned out it did not work at all. So what I had to do about 2 days ago is come up with a different fingering that would work up to tempo, and then practice that and try to get that as good as I can. So the fingering I came up with was something like this, and you can see the difference. Then like that, then. And that particular fingering of those notes, I could play up to tempo quite a bit more easily. So that's more of what we call a linear fingering. So instead of this, for example, it's this, which is a lot easier to play when I play faster. So anyway, I decided to put that revised fingering into the score on this page and do the revision for the performance that I did at the beginning of the piece. But since I only had a day to do it, it wasn't quite as good as I would have liked, but I decided to leave it in there anyway in the spirit of what we call do B minus work. So do work that's good enough and get that out there. That's better than doing no work at all. Or another saying I've heard is perfect is the enemy of the good, and that's certainly what was happening here. So anyway, that's what's happening with Beethoven of the Ukulele this week. If you don't have the tablature, get on my email list. You can subscribe down below and get some tablature for this particular page of the score and all the other pages that I have going so far. And please, if you have any questions about what's happening with this project, let me know in the comments or get in touch with me otherwise. All right, thank you. You guys have a great week. Bye.